Welcome to the lecture about marketing strategies, how to run a successful fundraising multi-channel campaign. It is important to follow a structured methodologies and approach in order to raise the highest possible amount of investment, avoiding mistakes and failures caused by random fishing. The process I suggest you in the following minutes is made up two main stages. First, identification of the target audience you want to address. Second, the design of a multi-channel marketing plan for your fundraising campaign. Identification of the audience in terms of size and affinities is fundamental in order to correct set all the steps of the project. So, running a proper market research is propedeutic to obtain a reliable picture of different audience. Basically, the process aims at the identification of the different individual pain, that is the deepest need which drive individual action. To make an example, we can say that people who buy a drill have a pain that has nothing to do with drills. What they really want are the holes. In your case, several pains can drive your audience decision, such as patronage, research for a diversification of the investment, or interest in actively joining the described project. To have a proper representation of the different type of target, we can use the personas technique, a semi-imaginary representation of the ideal customer based on market researches and real data on existing customers, starting from the pain assessment. To create personas, you can combine both quantitative and qualitative methods, such as in-depth interviews, surveys, or focus group. In defining personas, you have also to map their customer journey. That is the set of touchpoints and informative sources personas consult in order to achieve their objective during the experience in relation to a fundraising campaign. A useful tool you can use while performing these activities is the empathy map. After you have identified all the personas which could be potentially involved in your fundraising project, you have to select the ones you actually want to address the campaign to. First of all, take a look around and make a benchmark analysis with similar fundraising campaigns already present in the market. Then, you can use portfolio matrices like the GA McKinsey to compare the affinity of the identified personas profile with objective of your fundraising campaign, and you can choose the primary targets. Secondly, you have to compare what the different customers want with campaign product or service, identify strengths and missing points. Once you have all the information, you can pass to the second step and build a structured multi-channel marketing plan. Once you have selected the target, then set strategic objectives. Those must be strictly linked on the one hand to your four aims, such as lead generation to your platform or brand awareness of your platform, and on the other hand to your budget constraints. After that, you can start to combine physical and digital touchpoints and design your multi-channel ecosystem. The multi-channel ecosystem must be built comparing personas' behavior, customer journey and needs, and your firm's capabilities. Typically, a fundraising campaign is based on a platform, but depending on the digital affinity of your target, you can think of leveraging on several sources. Social media, specialized magazine publication, and website traffic enhancement through SEO and SEM campaign are useful to increase the coverage, while public relation and innovation district event can attract key opinion leaders and generate specialized third-party contents. Everything depends on the chosen personas. After you have chosen your multi-channel ecosystem, the final step before the launch of the campaign is the content strategy. Combine a proper tone of voice and profile the communication from touchpoint to touchpoint. Start from the identified pain and try to customize your content satisfying personas' needs. A good pitch is as crucial as the selection of the correct means of communication. Choose wisely your point of strength and communicate the advantages an investor could seek by wearing their shoes. Then, launch the campaign and control the execution with a fine-tuning approach. Last but not least, measure. A proper measurement strategy across the whole marketing funnel is fundamental in order to take conscious decision and correction. Along the funnel, you can start by measuring the reach of your campaign, the interest and engagement, and the lead generation, and finally, the conversion of your campaign, the collected investments.